Okay, so the first deck we're going to try in Jumpstart is it Phoenix? And so this deck was incredibly popular, dominant even, in the pre-Jumpstart meta, before Brainstorm was banned. And after Brainstorm was banned, this deck took a bit of a hit. But it's not because the deck was that great a Brainstorm deck, so it was kind of interesting. Is it Phoenix really wanted Brainstorm not as like great card selection or anything, but as a cheap cantrip way to draw a card and recur the Phoenix? So Brainstorm wasn't a perfect fit, it just happened to be the best card available, and when Brainstorm was gone, it got replaced with some other random cards that just weren't as good. And what Phoenix's biggest problem is in the format is that you have to have 60 cards in your deck. So Phoenix wants to be running, of course, 4 copies of Phoenix. It wants to be running some number of finales. It wants to be running your Sprite Dragons and your Expressive Iterations. And that's really it. Everything else is designed to be cheap and just cycle because it wants to make the deck effectively as small as possible. And the worst draws for Phoenix were, of course, when you were too inconsistent and the Phoenix was too far in the bottom of the deck and you just sort of fizzled out. But we got some help with that, for that with the new set, or with the new Jumpstart cards, in the form of Dragon's Rage Channeler. So this is a 1-mana 1-1, but whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you get to Surveil. So now, instead of cycling through your deck for 1, you get 2 cards deeper into your deck. And that's fine because it's not card advantage so much that you're looking for with this deck as it is just getting cards into the graveyard as quickly as possible. And if that wasn't good enough, if you get to the point where you have 4 or more card types in your graveyard, then not only does this get a 2/2 boost, it also gets flying. So then it becomes a 3/3 for 1, which is capable of just killing the opponent even if you never draw your Phoenix. So this is pretty exciting. The other thing that we got out of the new set is this card, Unholy Heat, which is probably going to be one of the premium removal spells in the format. So, Unholy Heat deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker for 1 mana instant. So it's basically shock that can't go face, except if there are 4 more types of cards among cards in your graveyard, then it does 6 damage instead. And that's pretty sweet. That's 6 damage is a consequential number. It kills a Torrential Gearhulk, it kills your Elder Gargaroths, it kills a bunch of threats that otherwise, Is It Phoenix would have a very tough time dealing with beyond just bouncing with Brazen Borrower. So, I think this is pretty exciting. In the sideboard, we have a couple more copies of Seasoned Pyromancer, which is a card that costs me several wild cards, and I don't think is all that good, but I want to try it and see how it does in the archetype. When it enters the battlefield, you discard 2, draw 2, and you get to create a couple 1/1 tokens. And if it ends up in your graveyard, if you mill it somehow, then you can pay 5 mana and exile it from your graveyard to create 2 1/1s. I don't think this is the best home for this deck, but we're going to try it out here anyway. Everything else is pretty standard. Let's hop into the queue, see how we do. I'm also a little skeptical of Arena itself. It's still pretty unstable after the update, and I've had some bad luck with it. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this hand's pretty sweet. We don't have a discard outlet, but we are going to be able to opt on 1 if we want. Certainly Sprite Dragon on 2, Expressive Iteration on 3. We are on the draw, which sucks. Maybe that means we'll be able to draw into a discard outlet. We're going to keep it. Importantly, also, we have Opt, which is an instant, and Expressive Iteration, which is a sorcery, to enable to Thalia Promise right away. So we see Shock with Blood Crypt Shambling Gas. This is probably some sort of like Rakdos sacrificey list. We'll get the Canal into play. I don't know that I want to opt on 1 or not. I think I probably do because I want to hit my land. Cauldron Familiar, yeah, okay. Graveyard is very important in Historic right now. Do we want another opt? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I'd rather... So Dorat's going to be a problem for us, right? As is Dragon's Rage Channeler, because they both kind of get hosed by the card Claim the Firstborn. So if opponent has Oven in their hand, which they don't seem to, they probably would have played it right away. But if they do, and they have Claim the Firstborn, or like Woe Strider or something, then we can take a bit of a beating here. So if that's the case, what do we do? I think I like getting the Rage Channeler in play. And just casting crash through. So we can keep this expressive iteration. That seems reasonable enough, but I think I just want to enable delirium more quickly. We're certainly not blocking, but I think that that's not great either, of course. We don't really have a good way yet to deal with that Mayhem Devil. So we can play the Dorat and then play the Crash Through to try to pump the Dorat up out of Mayhem Devil range. Yeah, this is tough. I think that's the play. If we're going to win this, we're probably going to have to fade, just claim the Firstborn, and get this as big as possible. So let's do this right away. Now we've got the second Phoenix in the hand. Oops. Oops. But no discard outlet. Aggressive. So there is some chance that we can... Oh, boy. So they have no discard outlet. We do draw looting with two Phoenixes. So that's pretty sweet. Let's do that right away. Alright. That's the 1 mana we need, right? To recur the Phoenix. So we will put, I suppose, Dorat into hand, Mountain away, and the Crash Through into exile. Now, how much are we attacking for here? It's going to be 4, 5, 8, 11, 14. It's not quite enough. And we're taking 3, 6, 7, 8 down to 3 next turn. And we're dead to any... Actually, we're not dead to all that much, frankly. We don't have to attack with the Phoenixes either. We can keep them back on defense. Or we can go for broke and try to hit another Phoenix and just win the game on the spot. Which I think I like more. Not quite. Oh, I see. We don't get to attack with the Channeler because we don't have a creature in our graveyard. I should have put the Dorat in the graveyard to keep Delirium on for the Channeler. Okay, so that means we can't really... We can't really go for lethal here, but we can't attack with the two Phoenixes. And maybe block with the Dorat. No, we should hold the Phoenixes back to block because we can recur them easily. We'll just attack with the Dorat and force them to kill us here. Yeah, there's Claim as well. Okay. So we can effectively throw away our Phoenixes here for free. They could have, like, Village Rights or Deadly Dispute, which would make sense with the Shambling Gas, but at the same time, they probably would have cast it earlier. The Claim could have been in their hand this whole time. That would have been realistic. Just they wanted to wait as long as they could to claim the Dorat. So if we block the two Devils, then the opponent casts Village Rights or something. They get to ping down the Channeler, go face. We take 6. I think this is fine. Let's do this. Oh, okay. Well, that makes it significantly easier. Now we just get to bring back the Phoenixes for free and win. Yeah. Okay. So that worked pretty well. We were quite fortunate that the opponent never managed to draw a sacrifice outlet. So I think that the Dorats are pretty awful, given given the card named the Firstborn. The Dragon's Rage Channeler also feels pretty bad, but at least it's never gonna ramp up to the point where it's like an 8 power creature that gets stolen. I think we do want our Magma Sprays. God, Seasoned Pyromancer just feels so bad. I think we want the Prismari command because it can deal with the Witch's Ovens. And we did see Scrap Heap Scrounger. We did see Cat. Not sure. I don't think that's good enough to bring in the Soul Guide Lanterns by itself. So I think we'll leave those out. Crackling Drake, I think, is probably just a little better than Dorat, given the card playing the Firstborn. Need to make 2 more cuts. Honestly, probably both Dorats. Like, they're not great with interacting with our main plan. They need to have, like, a Soul Guide Lantern or something of their own. Is there any card that we don't really want? No, I think we kind of want all of this. Alright. So if we draw blue, this is kind of okay. We need to have blue in our top 2. If we don't draw a land, then we can kind of still function for a little bit. I still think it's too risky. There, this is better. We'll keep this and probably put back one of the creatures. Okay, so they have the oven this time. I think here I'm going to start with the Channeler. That's the highest upside, and if they steal it early, then whatever they're stealing are 1/1. Okay, so they can kill it as they please by sacrificing the Shambling Gastier. They don't seem to feel the need to do that quite yet. We do draw Phoenix to go with our looting. So let's start with that. Unholy Heat is an answer to the Mayhem Devil that may be coming. So maybe we want that. I do think we kind of just want land. I'm going to bin it. Okay, so we found our land. Want to put away the Phoenix and... I suppose the Crasher. I do want the lands. I was thinking of putting back one of the lands here, but I think that's a little crazy. And are we gonna opt? I don't think so. I think I want to save the opt, so I'm just gonna save myself the 2 damage and get the Steam Vents intapped. So now, does the opponent crack the Witch's Oven to kill the Chandler? Or they crack the Shambling Gas, that is. They're strongly considering it. I wonder what would make you tank in this spot. If you had a Mayhem Devil in your hand, then you wouldn't, right? You would just play it next turn and you'd get the extra value. So they have... Maybe that means they have, like, Village Rites or something in their hand. That they can't cast yet because they don't have the untapped black. Or, like, something similar, like Deadly Dispute. Or, you know, Arena's choking on them. That's also possible. Alright, I don't know if they timed out there or not. I hope not. Okay, no, they're still here. So here, I think as much as it sucks, we have to block. Because they can kill the thing at will anyway. Yeah, I think we have to block here. This does let them use the Wishes of It on another creature if they have it. So, okay. But I think that's fine. So let's get another one in play, I suppose. And we can opt. I think we opt first, in case we hit a tap land or something. That's interesting timing. That's a lot of Dragon's Race Channelers. Don't think I want it. Another opt that we can't conveniently cast this turn, but it is a 1-mana spell. If we can hit a Phoenix. It's like very slightly better than the average card. So I'm gonna bottom it. Yeah, okay, so we hit the tap land, which is kind of nice. Now we can get it into play without worrying. Cat's gonna come back. And how are we doing on the Delirium count? We have an instant, a creature, a sorcery. So we just need a land. Ah, but so there goes the Channeler. There's Prismari Command, which we can use to kill the oven, which is kind of sweet. So I think that's the plan. The question is, when do we do it? Do we let them bring back the cat and then kill it on our end step? Because if they don't bring back the cat, then the oven's going to untap. Or we can just play the Crackling Drake. Draw a card that way. It's like not the worst. I'll just claim the Firstborn. There is some chance we can assemble the Crackling Drake Maximize Velocity combo later. Okay, let's play the Drake, because it's the most mana-efficient play. Next turn, maybe we can Expressive Iteration into the Prismari Command. In fact, we can definitely do it in reverse by making the treasure with the command. This does give him a couple extra sacrifice triggers, but hopefully they can't kill the Drake. And they don't do anything at all. Okay. So let's start with an iteration. See what we see. Find looting. Okay, we'll put the looting to hand. These are essentially the same thing. And what to do? We can Prismari Command, kill the oven, make a treasure. Which holds up Opt and Faithless Looting, but that's not great because we kind of want to cast these both next turn anyway. We have to cast Prismari Command at this point, I think. The downside of letting them keep the oven now is a little too high. They might be able to kill the Drake. So the question is, what else do we do? And I guess it's make a treasure just because nothing else makes a whole lot of sense. Do I have a phoenix in the yard? I don't think so. Oh, I do have a phoenix in the yard. Okay, well that changes things. In that case, destroy artifacts and create treasure. Can they just kill it? If we force the oven now? I don't think so. Yeah, they have 1 point of damage here. And I guess we just kind of go for broke with looting here. Oh, that sucks. I forgot about the ping from the treasure. I play Magic sometimes. Unholy Heat seems pretty good. I guess we'll bin the Pillar of Flame in the island. And we're swinging for 11. And the opponent's gonna have a hell of a time. Okay, so they have some other way to deal a point of damage? Oh, they have both cats. Okay, yeah, so they can kill the Phoenix here. Alright, so we're taking 5. What you got? Maximize velocity, huh? Alright, so we'll start with an opt. Looting, huh? All that realistically matters at this point is getting more phoenixes. And we do kind of want to fill the graveyard. To beef up our Crackling Drake. Okay, I'll keep this looting. Maximize velocity doesn't really help at this point, now that the Drake is already alive, so we'll bin these two. Crash through. And... I guess we're unholy heating the Mayhem Devil. Yeah, that makes sense. So that'll make a treasure, which they can sacrifice to ping for another 1. They have a braid, maybe? They do have a braid. Okay. Am I holding this land? I think I am. Are we blocking? I don't think so. I think we're trying to kill them. I think I'm holding this land to discard to any of these graveyard spells. Oh boy. That's frightening. Alright. That's pretty scary. Oh my god. We might be hosed, eh? Like, even if we hit Phoenix off with this Faithless Looting now, we're not gonna have the mana. We block here. Take 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're dead. I can't think of anything that that saves us here. That sucks. Probably misplayed that one. Didn't see any claims out of them. post board. Maybe there's some chance they took them out, thinking that we were going to take out our Dorats. I still think this is a fine sideboard plan, though. Okay. Just run it back. We seen any new cards out of the opponent yet? I don't think so. I think this is like just normal pre-Jumpstart Rakdos. Sand seems fine. I think I'm fine to get the Channeler down on turn 1 now that we're on the play. Won't mulligan, which is nice. And if they play a cat or something, then we can Magma Spray it. And get the Channeler value. Alright, that's not awful. Let's do this. Let's opt here. Hold up Magma Spray for their turn. I don't think I want that land. Crackling Drake does seem pretty good. Yeah, we're going to take the Crackling Drake. And hold up the Magma Spray. Magma Spray also quite good against Dreadhorde Butcher should they find it. The Swarm Paladin. Okay. We can Magma Spray that. How do we feel about that? I don't think we need to do that yet. I'll just untap. Find Phoenix. Alright, let's start with Iteration. Unholy Heat does seem good. But I think we want to get deeper in the deck. No land. Alrighty then. We do find Pillar of Flame, though. So let's put the Phoenix into our hand. We have the Prismari command to dump both of these in the bin next turn. And put the Unholy Heat back, because that card gets better later. And we'll exile the Pillar of Flame. And we'll just cast the Pillar of Flame this turn. How do we feel about another Dragon's Race Channeler? I think we don't like it, because we just need to hit our land drops. That also has the advantage of turning on Delirium. Now, another nice thing about the Channeler is that if the opponent does play Claim the Firstborn, their graveyard doesn't have the Delirium enabled, so this will just be a vanilla 1/1 for them. So Prismari Command looking mighty fine here. And I think we just do it pre-combat to see if see what happens. Kill the actually, do we? What's the point? If they play an oven or something, then we can get extra value out of the Prismari command. We don't especially need to draw anything with it right away. The Magma Spray is also instant speed. Let's just attack. Actually, if we let them untap and they have, like, Deadly Dispute, that's a punish. So let's just do this now in that case. Maximize velocity with the Crackling Drake. We'll keep that. And we win. Yeah, so like if these cards were all like Deadly Disputes or Village Rites or that kind of thing, then it was really important to play the Prismari command on our turn. I'm happy with that decision. I think that was right. Okay. 1-0 with Phoenix. Jace the Danish Viking has come to play. Yeah. Are we looting on one? I don't think so. I think I'm fine looting plus Lightning Axe on 2. We don't want iteration on 2 anyway. Opponent cracks right away, fetching a forest, so we are probably up against creatures. There's the second Arclight Phoenix, which is pretty sweet. Alright. And we even get to play the Spirebluff Canal if we want. I don't think we want. I think that'll be the land we play next turn. I'm just going to play these Steam Vents tapped and say go. Selesnya. So this could be the enchantments deck. It is. So we've just got to kill them quickly, I think is the lesson here. Yeah. Okay, we just got to get him dead. Just queued into Aztec Cosmonauts. Alright, whenever you cast an enchantment spell, gain 1 life and draw. So that's gonna die. I think we just Unholy Heat this one. Oh, it has Shroud? It has Shroud because of this thing. Alrighty then. That's a problem. That's a real problem, actually. I'm not sure how we're going to deal with that. We're going to start with Iteration. Finale of Promise is definitely one that we're keeping. We can't realistically bring back the Phoenix without killing our own Dorat, is the problem. So I'll put the land back. Saw the Unholy Heat, I suppose. I shouldn't have done that. Do we have Delirium enabled? We can Unholy Heat our own Dorat. Any card types? 1, 2. This will be 3. Oh boy. Yeah. Alright. Wish we had those Brazen Borrowers. Sky Tether are really, really good against Phoenix, incidentally. Okay. And we don't really have a castable instant in the graveyard either. Uh-huh. So I guess we're playing Channeler. And Finale of Promise for 2. Unholy Heat, and I suppose Iteration? If we looting, then we have more chances at drawing another Phoenix, which is like the most aggressive thing we can possibly do. So I think I actually like that more. I don't think the order matters very much. I think we want the Unholy Heat to resolve first, for whatever that's worth. Another Finale Promise that's hard to turn down. We'll keep that. And we'll bin these crappy removal spells, I suppose. Get in there. No Brazen Borrowers in the main, unfortunately. If we could get rid of the Sky Tether on our turn, on a future turn, that would be nice. Vanishing Light, of course. I think we're still kind of getting there. Opponent has, like, all the card advantage in the world, but we're still explosive, and they don't have a great way to block the flyers. Baffling Ends, I guess, kills the Chandler. Now, what are our options with Finale, I promise? Our instants, once again, suck. We can cast the Maximize Velocity first, I guess, to recur that. Okay, we'll start with that. Time for Finale for 2. Oh, that's also a sorcery, so I guess that doesn't matter. I guess Unholy Heat again. And Expressive Iteration. Let's have the Unholy Heat resolve first. Crackling Drake is quite good with Maximized Velocity next turn, so we'll keep that. We'll just put back the mountain. I saw the crash through. Ah, there's the Borrower. Sweet. We do have one in the main deck after all. Alright, so this Dorat is going to be a very, very big boy. Like, lethal on his own. So what's better then? Is it better to play the Crackling Drake plus Maximized Velocity, or is it better to play the Brazen Borrower on the Sky Tether? The opponent has cards, but I think they're dead. Yeah, they're dead. So they haven't seen Crackling Drake. They've seen Maximized Velocity, so they probably know we play it. Just trying to decide what to reveal to the opponent here. Because they're dead, we just need to decide whether to show them the Borrowers or not. I think the best thing to do is to just play the Crackling Drake. Actually, come to think of it, are they dead if we play the Crackling Drake? It'll be a 10-4, 9-4 because the maximized velocity in the graveyard will get it. No, it'll be a 10-4 and we'll attack for 13, so it's actually not good enough. Oh shit, we can't bounce the Sky Tether because of the Grove. So the Crackling Drake is the play that we have to do. Alright, and the Opt is gonna seal the deal. Cool. So we did need to hit that Opt to win. But, yeah, not so bad. The Grove is actually an enormous pain in the ass. So much so that I don't know that we even really want the Borrowers. All their creatures are enchantments as well, so like our targeted removal really sucks. Like the Sterling Grove is just brutal for us, honestly. Prismari Command doesn't help. So, like, they win the long game, right? There's just no doubt. Like, the value they get off of this is incredible. So, I think we're the beatdown. So I think I kind of like having, like, the tempo plays of Memory Lapse. What's the... I mean, we definitely need to get rid of some of this crappy removal. I think all four... Well, I think definitely the Lightning Axes can go. That felt terrible having them in my hand all game. I guess the Borrower is just better than nothing. I think I'm gonna trim another Unholy Heat. And I'm torn on these memory lapses. Like, come to think of it, I actually think I don't want them. I don't want to be spending my mana countering, like, one of their enchantments when they have so many of them. I guess, what do I want? I think Prismari Command is just a little better than the Magma Spray. We'll try this. Do I think I want the Pyromancers here? I don't, just because I think the card is bad. I just don't think realistically it's ever getting in itself, and I don't think 2 tokens on the ground is going to make a difference because they have such a good Stonewall effect. We'll keep this. It's 4 power for 3 mana, yeah, but, like, I just don't see it getting in. And it dies to, like, Baffling End and all of their crappy little enchantments and doesn't do enough. Here I think I will Looting on 1. Discard the Phoenix and an island, I guess. Like, I think the way we win this is just by having big creatures in the air with haste. Right on cue. There's Dorat. I think we just play him, realistically. If they have the Baffling End, they have the Baffling End. But we're not really doing much else with our turn otherwise. And the Baffling End isn't going anywhere. Alright. Let's start with Iteration, because now that we've drawn the Finale, because I really want the Iteration in the bin. To recur with Finale later. Okay, we didn't hit the land. That kind of sucks. So we can cast the Looting this turn, so which one of these are we keeping in our hand? Probably the second Dorat. It's just another threat. So we'll put back the Prismari Command, exile the Looting, play this on red, like, fortunately, like we wanted to all along. Did hit a land drop. Not the best one. I think Unholy Heat is probably the worst card in our hand by a country mile at this point. And I'll bin and opt. I think I do want this land. I don't want to bin the Finale, I promise, just because it shows the opponent how strong our hand is. I'd like to hide that information a little longer. Alright, so what's this? Vanishing Light, alright. We'll just keep getting in, I think. Also, like, we're slowly but surely making our way to our Phoenixes. There hasn't been one in our top 15, which is a little unlucky. Maximize velocity. I don't think so. Okay. So, do they have the Baffling End as well? Looks like they do. Oh, Sky Tether. Okay, just as bad. I binned 1 Phoenix already, yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, okay. That's true. I'm dumb. Brazen Bar Array. So again, we can't bounce the Sky Tether because of this stupid Grove. We can't realistically bounce the Grove because we'll just, they'll just replay it next turn. Let's just freaking go. I wouldn't do this if I didn't have the second Finale available in my hand. And let's I think we start with the opt because it informs our decisions about the iteration better. Like the expressive iteration has more decisions. Yeah, that's a lot. Can I really turn it away? I don't think so. Alright, so we found land, we found Dragon's Rage Channeler. That's pretty good. Let's put that in our hand. And put the mountain away, exile the Sulphur Falls. Oh, we already made our land drop this turn, that kind of sucks. We do get in with one Phoenix. Dragon's Rage Channel is also a significant threat of its own at this point. What are we missing? Solemnity. Oh, I see. So this is like 9 lives. Okay. Okay. Did not see that coming. We do have the ability to bounce the Solemnity. No, we don't, because of the Grove. We can, I'm not sure we have enough in our deck to deal with that. We do have one more Brazen Borrower, so I think we just need to go super wide and then hope to have 2 Brazen Borrowers in our hand to kill them out of nowhere with the 9 lives. I think that's the way we win. Alright. So let's start with Iteration. Huh. The Dorat? Hmm. Dorat kind of sucks in the face of Solemnity, too, although I guess with 9 lives it doesn't really matter. Throw that away. We just need to hit the second Brazen Borrower. Yeah, we just need to go super wide, so I think we do want all these creatures, actually. And there's no sense attacking. I guess we have to attack with this. If they have the second Grove, then I think we have to scoop. I don't think there's a way to win if they have the second one. Yeah, I mean, this is an uphill battle. For sure. We have to hit them with 9 things at a time, and I'm not sure we can realistically do that anymore. I'm just going to scoop this up. There is some chance that we could pull it out, but with I think it's inevitable that the opponent is going to draw second Grove eventually, and we're just going to be hosed at that point. So let's just move on. Are we interested, now that we've seen the Solemnity 9 lives combo, in bringing in our counter magic? I think we are. And I think we want them to be... God, like bringing in actual factual dispute sounds so bad. I think we just want the lapses to try to kill them quickly before they can resolve it. But it could definitely be wrong. Like they'll just redraw it the following turn and get to replay it. So, and I think these Unholy Heats are just really bad in this matchup in particular. So we'll go with this. No spells. But our deck is like all spells. I'll keep it. Mulliganing with Phoenix really does suck. If we find like an opt or something, we're in business. If we don't, we can play Dorat next turn. It's not the end of the world. Alright. Iteration's pretty sweet. Okay. So let's just do that. No. A lot of land. Huh. So we can't play any of these this turn, which is unfortunate. I think I want the expressive iteration more than I want the other Dorats, is that right? Yeah, I mean the Dorats without the enablers are pretty bad. Let's take the iteration. Sucks letting these go. Yeah, Solemnity makes the Dorat look even worse. And now we do need an answer urgently to the 9 lives that they could just have in hand. So we're probably digging for memory lapse here. Is Ops gonna cut it? I don't think so. I think that goes in the bin. Couldn't quite get there, eh? Okay. So let's put the opt in the hand, we'll put the looting back in the deck, and we'll play Crash through this turn, I suppose. How are we doing on the graveyard for the channelers? We have sorcery, instant, land. We need a creature in the bin, and we just don't have one. Alright, let's see if we can put a creature in the bin with the looting. Finale's really good. Okay. That's pretty good, too. Okay. We could put the Borrower in the bin to attack for more this turn, but I don't think I want to. Another Dorat. That's the creature we need to turn on the Chandlers, so we'll bin that. I think we'll bin the Crackling Drake as well. And I think, unfortunately, there's just a reasonable chance that the opponent plays 9 lives. And we'll be in serious trouble. Okay, Banishing Light's okay. They may ignore the Dorat here, because they think Solemnity hoses us. Okay. So let's think. If we Brazen Borrow the Solemnity here, we want a Brazen Borrower on their end step to bounce the Solemnity in response, like before they can replay it, and then cast Finale to pump the door at the Kingdom Come. I think that's what we want to do. So we'll lead with looting here. We'll bin the Steam Vents. Found the Lapse. That's pretty sweet, too. So we can bounce the Solemnity, and then on their turn, we can, if we hit on tapped land, we can Finale a Promise for X equals 2 plus Memory Lapse. Okay. I think that needs to get lapsed. We want untapped land pretty badly to be able to play both of these and the Brazen Borrower. Okay. That's a significant problem. So now we can't bounce the Solemnity. God, that sucks. So, like, we can bounce the Grove, lapse the 9 lives. We're just getting in for, like, 2 at a time. Or, we can attack the, we can lapse the 9 lives, and we can just cast the creature side of the Brazen Borrower. And then we'll get them down to 2 next turn. We don't really have any burn to go to the face, but if we can hit a Phoenix, then they're dead. In any case, I think we have to say go here. We'll see what they do. Alright, so this is forced. That'll do it. That's lethal. Oh, it's not lethal because they gain life off of the stupid... So they're at 9. I think we have to get the creature in play. And we have them down to 2. Don't see how we quite get there. That's all our memory lapses as well. We have no way of dealing with 9 lives when they play it next turn. So we absolutely have to kill them this turn, and I'm not sure what we can do to do it. I think we need to try to hit some Phoenixes, get some Phoenixes in the bin. I don't think Prismari Command is enough anymore. We don't even have the Faithless Lootings to put stuff in the bin. This is going to be tough. Maximize Velocity is not going to get it done. We want Op to resolve first. That's not good enough. It's not good enough either. That's not good enough. We need to find, like, Faithless Looting. Pretty much exactly at this point. And we don't get there. Yeah, can't do it. Like, we can maximize velocity and get to 2, 5, 6 down to 3, and it's just not enough. Gah. That's so frustrating. Okay. 1 and 1. What sucks so much about that loss is that it wasn't even, like... It just happened to line up that Solemnity was just so good against Sprite Dragon in particular. And they had the enchantment that gave Shroud at exactly the right time. Like our plan was to be able to bounce the 9 lives end of turn, and they had the 9 lives to force us to lapse it, and then they had the Shroud thing that prevented us from ever bouncing the Solemnity profitably. Okay. Um, I don't like this hand. I think we can mull this. This is significantly better. Keep this. And I think we put back the Unholy Heat. Like, it's unclear if it's good. Although opponent is showing us the Chandra sleeves, maybe we're supposed to put back a land here. Because Opt can find us more land. Okay, I think I buy it. Hey, MT Junior Girl. How are you doing? Aren't you streaming? I thought you had a 12-hour stream today. So they take our Dorat, which is pretty unfortunate. I guess we just say go. You are. You just happen to be here as well. Well, thank you. It's nice to see you. We are trying out. Is it Phoenix in the new Jumpstart Historic? Crackling Drake seems like okay. Up against Rakdos, they probably have a reasonable answer for it. If we do draw it and we don't draw anything else, that means our turn sucks. Oh, yeah, it's close. I'll bottom that. Alright, we are immediately punished with nothing but land. Okay, so that's the reason we held the Unholy Heat. That thing's gotta die. Dreadhorde Arcanist. That sucks too. Alright, we'll kill this now. And we're just drawing nothing but land, unfortunately. Like, if we let them attack with the Arcanist, then they're just gonna Inquisition us to take away the finale anyway, so we kind of have to do it this turn. So I guess we're just doing this for X equals 1. And casting an Opt. 3-mana Opt. Alright. Because we don't have Delirium enabled for the Unholy Heat. More land. More land. Great, great. And Pillar of Flame. Alright. Well, I guess we'll play the Steam Vents untapped then. Okay. So they're doing that pre-combat, which is nice. It means we get some value out of our Pillar of Flame. Oh, shit, it's sorcery. Oh, I'm stupid. Never mind. Yeah, that sucks. Iteration is probably one of the best draws in the deck, but I think we're probably hosed at this point. Lightning Axe, I guess. Look at all this land. This is ridiculous. Yeah, okay. Probably have to kill the Arcanist here, I suppose. But we don't have to do it right now. We can do it after they've committed a little more. Uh-huh. The opponent is having the time of their life. They're just going off. Uh-huh. So maybe we're forced to kill this now? What do they have in their bin? Like nothing. So the Arcanist isn't getting anything back. So I think we're killing the Pyromancer then. Just try to keep our life total high, although realistically I don't think it matters. Okay. Find me Phoenixes. Phoenix, off the top. Uh-huh. Well, this is just no fun at all. I wonder how different things would have been if I would kept that grappling break earlier, because I was just convinced that they would have a way to deal with it, but it seems like they don't. Alright. I think we do this now, in case we can draw... in case we can surveil a Phoenix into the bin. We have Delirium enabled. It's probably supposed to be... How close are they to Delirium? Creature, land. Pretty far off. I think we killed this Arcanist. Another land. Alright. That is a lot of land. Alright, so now our guy's dead. Sure. That's an interesting choice. Alright, so they did it. They got 2/1/1s for 5 mana. They can recur the Unholy Heat if they want. They still don't have Delirium enabled. But maybe they can. Maybe they can enable it with the Channeler here. Nope. Don't think we're interested in blocking the Arcanist here. Another land. I think at this point we just hold the land to, like, discard to a looting that we draw off the top here, and I think we need to block. At this point. Oh, we can't block. It has to attack. New cards. I know how they work. This is embarrassing. I think this deck is good. I think the Dragon's Rage Channeler fits well into the deck. I just don't think it's... It or I have performed that well with it today. Interesting choice. I guess they're trying to enable Delirium on the Channeler to go for the kill. They might get there. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. If they add... If they do turn on Delirium, we lose. They don't, but we are still a long way from home. We would need... Okay. That's probably step 1. Okay, let's keep going. I feel like Iteration's not going to do it. Like, we're just dead on board. We need to hit, like, out all 4 Phoenixes in the bin. Yeah, I think at this point it's over, unfortunately. Yeah, that's not going to do it either. Scribe bug. Yep. I mean, wow. Like, we did go through half our deck and not find a single Phoenix this game, too. That's remarkably unlucky. Anyway, this isn't going to be good enough to keep us alive, so we'll scoop. So against Rakdos, Dragon's Rage Channeler, basically. Um, Obviously we want the copy of Magma Spray. They didn't really see anything in the way of removal. Like, it was just a super linear, kill you fast kind of deck. The Unholy Heat was their main answer, but Crackling Drake is still a 2-for-1. I think we're happy with that. Again, 2-for-1s against the Thoughtseize deck are pretty powerful. I don't think the Brazen Borrower is at its best. And we need to make 2 more cuts. So what should they be? Realistically, I'm not sure. Kind of like all these cards. We're on the play, so I don't want to cut a land. Maybe on the draw, I'll cut a land. This is a lot of removal. And the Unholy Heat doesn't line up with the Arcanist well in the early game. At the same time, like... It's probably actually the Magma Spray. Like, I think we already have the removal that we need. And I don't think I like the Maximized Velocity either. Come to think of it. Alright, let's go with this. And I think I'll bring in the Magma Spray and cut a land for game 3 if we get there. Okay. Seems good. I don't think we want a looting on 1. I do think I'll crash through, though. Okay. Dorat's fine. Dorat's especially fine now that, like, if they have, like, a Thoughtseize effect, but looks like they don't. That's pretty good, too. I think I want to get Dorat down as quickly as possible in the hopes that we can dodge their removal and just get a big creature quickly. Because all their removal seems to be damage-based. Let's just try to grow this as quick as we can. And next turn we can Channeler plus looting. We can Dorat plus looting. That's probably even a little better. Okay, they have double Channeler, which is pretty scary. I think we just stick with the plan, which is Dorat plus looting. And if we hit Phoenixes, then that's great. If we don't, then not the end of the world. I think Channeler plus one of these cantrips is going to be important next turn. We have these cantrips to find lands along with the Surveil from the Channeler, so I think I'm actually comfortable dropping the land and one of the cantrips. Which one? We already have a Crash Through in the bin, so maybe it's supposed to be Opt in case we draw a Finale Promise. But Opt gets us deeper to what we need, which is land, so I think it's the Crash Through. And go, go, go. And next turn we'll play Channeler plus Opt. Okay, maybe we won't. What do you take if you're the opponent here? Probably the Drake. Okay. And now Unholy Heat. Oh, they do have to claim the Firstborn. So do they also have a sacrifice outlet? Because if they do, we kind of get just absolutely destroyed this turn. No, they just give us the Dorat right back. That's bizarre, right? We do hit our land drop. Don't want that. Do want that. And yeah, just get in. If they have another claim, then of course we're sad. But they didn't have a sacrifice outlet that time. So they need claim plus a sac outlet this time. Unholy Heat without Delirium enabled. So they're trying to enable it with this, which maybe they'll be able to do. They have Sorcery Land, so they need an instant and a creature. So they chose to Surveil to the top, I think. Yeah, so they like whatever the top card of their deck is, which means they don't think they're dead now. They look pretty dead to me. If they have a removal spell, then we want this. We want 2 creatures to be lethal, so we'll pump these while we can. Opt is just fine. So we'll put the Opt to hand, and put the Unholy Heat back, and exile the land. And we'll get in, and we'll win. Cool. Alright. So, on the draw, I think I actually do really like the idea of pulling one of these lands. Probably an island. And bringing in the copy of Magma Spray. On the draw, you can afford to cut lands a little more. You get to dig a little deeper for them, and the cheap interaction is much more valuable on the draw so that you don't fall behind on board. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think, again, this card is what makes this hand keepable. When combined with the Expressive Iteration, we can get pretty deep into the deck with it. Pretty glad we boarded out that land. Looking at the 4-land start. They have their own Channeler on 1. We have our Dorat. That's pretty nice. That was a pretty good draw. Because we want Iteration on 3. We don't really want to do that on 2. We do have to be aware of the possibility of claiming the Firstborn. They put away a Pyromancer. That's interesting. And here comes Thoughtseize. So what do you take? Probably Iteration? They take Dorat. Alright. Are we willing to trade? I don't think so. I think our Dragon's Rage Channeler is better than theirs. And I think now that we've drawn the second iteration, do we cast 1 this turn? I think I do. Yeah, we're going to keep that on top, I think. So Crackling Drake to hand. I mean, we can... Oh, we actually can't play the land this turn anyway. So we'll put the Magma Spray in the deck so that we can draw it. And we're not blocking, so I guess we're attacking. We want to get them down low. If we can get them down to... Every multiple of 3 we get them down is 1 less Phoenix we need to recur to actually kill them. Let's start with another iteration. Unholy Heat is a pretty good one. Well, how are we doing on Delirium? Creature Sorcery. We need a way to put a land in the bin. And an instant. So we're a ways off from that. But it still hits their Channeler. I think we want to keep this. Yeah, okay. So now we can put the Unholy Heat to hand. We can put the Steam Vents back. We can exile the Mountain. And we'll just kill this on the spot. We already have a sorcery in the bin. I think we just want this in the bin to make a Crackling Drake bigger, realistically. Okay, Chandra's not so bad. If they use Chandra to kill the Dragon's Race Channeler, then we get to cast the Arclight Phoenix and kill it. So she's on 5. We can take her down to... We can take her down to 1 by casting the Phoenix this turn. Which I think is what we have to do. We can kill her with the Unholy Heat next turn if we decide that's what we need to do. Inquisition... Are they going to cast it? They are. Okay. So that... They have to take the heat. Crackling Drake's pretty good. Claim the Firstborn on the Channeler. Alright. And looting. Wow, that's a desperate play. So they can maybe turn on Delirium themselves and hit us for 3. That can't possibly have been the right play, right? Like, there's no way. We can play the Crackling Drake here, kill Chandra. If they kill the Phoenix somehow next turn, then we have the Expressive Iteration. I think that's just the way to go. It also protects us from, I guess, claim the Firstborn kind of stuff. I don't think there's any need to play the Iteration this turn. So let's start with the Drake, see what we draw. Maybe it informs how we attack. Another Channeler's pretty good, too. I think I'm down to play that. And we'll kill Chandra. And we'll go face. And good luck. Oh, yeah. Sure. That'll do it. So, this will actually prevent us from enabling Delirium. It doesn't affect the Crackling Drake, because even if they exile all our spells, the Crackling Drake takes into account the spells that are exiled as well. So, we're still attacking for a boatload here. Let's see if we can attack for even more. Do we want to cast this Opt, or do we want to just throw it in the bin? I think we want to cast it. Oh, looting's pretty good too. Alright, let's put the Opt, or the looting to hand, put the Drake back, and we'll cast Opt. And hopefully we can draw some Phoenixes. Okay. Yeah, we can keep that. Let's Opt again. Just go for the throat. And now we're just gonna... Oh, we can't cast that though, unfortunately. Okay. Let's keep going. I think this is lethal anyway. Yeah, it is. The Crackling Drake and the Phoenix alone. And certainly the Pillar of Flame now does it. So we'll stop playing with our food at this point. Cool. So 2-1 with Phoenix. I think match 2 was a little unfortunate, but also I don't think I played it that well. But definitely seems pretty good. I think the deck is better with Dragon's Race Channeler than without it. Being able to surveil your way down through all the crap in your deck is definitely a pretty appealing part of the card. So that's that for that one.